Hello, my friends. So today, I wanted to wrap up my Trim Healthy Mama 101 series by talking about fuel pulls. And fuel pulls are a wonderful part of Trim Healthy Mama. So let me say first, hello, my name is Christy with Help for Your Journey, where my goal is to encourage and inspire you in your Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle. So I did this series kind of like a Trim Healthy Mama 101 because I was in the Facebook groups and I was just seeing people over and over again ask kind of like these same basic questions. So I did a video that was an overview. I did one on S meals, one on E meals, and now I am doing one on fuel pulls. And so basically the premise with Trim Healthy Mama is that we are keeping fats and carbs separated from each other. And so a fuel pull is something, it's a food that is not a, what do I want to say? It's not really a source of fat, and it's also not really a significant source of carbs. But the good news about that is that that means you can eat a fuel pull food in any food setting that you have. So you can eat it on its own, or you can eat fuel pulls with an S meal, or you can eat fuel pulls with an E meal. So for fuel pulls, and I am looking in the Trim Healthy table, which is a big old fat cookbook that has delicious recipes in it, but it also has an overview of the program. And you should definitely read the book if you haven't. It will help you a lot to know what it really helps is the sisters that wrote Trim Healthy Mama. These books show you their hearts, and I really like that. And it just kind of gives you some of the whys, like why are we doing this? Why are we separating these fuels? So a fuel pull is anchored in protein. You want to keep it to about 3 to 4 ounces. So we're not having mammoth protein, plates of protein. You want to keep it to 3 or 4 ounces, and you want to make it lean. So you also want to add minimal fat, just like with an E. We're going to keep it to 1 teaspoon, and then you can do non-starchy veggies, moderate berries, or lean dairy. And so let's just look and see what this says. So, your lean proteins, easy. Egg whites, your lean dairies, all your non-starchy veggies. You're avoiding potatoes, corn, sweet potatoes, and parsnips. You can do 1 cup of all kinds of berries, but if you're doing blueberries, you want to keep it to a half a cup, which is the same as our S meals. You can do 1/4 cup of beans or oats occasionally, but you don't want to make that a habit in a fuel pull. You can have wasa, 2 light wasa crackers. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but they're kind of the size of like a big graham cracker sheet. And they're just crunchy and they're pretty good. We'll talk about those in a minute. And you want to keep your condiments, nothing that has fat or sugars or carbs or anything like that. And so I don't really eat a lot of meals that are fuel pull, but I do a lot of snacks that are fuel pull. So in my meal template that I follow that works for me, because we want to have 2.5 to 3 hours in between the switch of a fuel type. So if I ate an S lunch and I'm going to eat an E dinner, I want to make sure that there's been 2.5 to 3 hours in between those meals so that my body has a time to burn off that fuel before I switch to a different meal type. I keep my snack between lunch and dinner a fuel pull every day, and then I don't need to worry about that timing when I'm gonna flip, because I almost always flip between lunch and dinner. And then a lot of times for my snack after dinner, I just do a fuel pull because they're a lighter type of snack. I don't need a big snack after dinner anyway, so I usually keep it fuel pull. And so just a couple of ideas for fuel pull snacks. There are way more than this, you guys, way more. You could do some fat-free plain Greek yogurt. And let me just see if this says how much. It doesn't really give you an amount. I would probably do half a cup if I was doing it as a snack. And then I would put some stevia in there to sweeten it and a little splash of vanilla. And then I would do half a cup of blueberries, and that would be a snack. The Wassa crackers that I mentioned earlier, I will take 2 of those. I will take a wedge of light Laughing Cow cheese. There's one that's a little bit spicy. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Maybe like the name jalapenos in it, I'm not sure. And I'll do half the wedge on one cracker and half of it on the other cracker. I'll put some, a couple pieces of lean lunch meat, whatever I have, and then I'll slice some cucumber really thin and I'll lay the cucumber slices on top. That's actually a really good snack. Like, I love that snack. So those are just a couple of ideas. Another thing, I can link this video in the description box as well, is a muffin or like a cake, a mug cake. This is a fuel pull. The chocolate one is my favorite. It's a fuel pull, and I have that almost every night after dinner. And it is so good, and it makes a huge portion, and it's a fuel pull. So it doesn't matter if I had an E dinner or an S dinner, it doesn't matter. So the fuel pull just, it takes a lot of the thought out of like, well, what meal did I last eat? What meal am I going to eat next? How many minutes has it been? When you do a fuel pull, that just takes all of that out. Now, I will say, we're not wanting to be eating all day long. If you're snacking all day, you're not giving your body time to burn off what you are eating so that it can get to your fat stores. So just because you're eating fuel pull snacks doesn't mean that it's okay for you to just be like grazing all day long on fuel pull items, because it's still fuel. So hopefully that was just a simple, easy overview of fuel pulls. And let me just double check on this. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered all of that. So I hope that this helped explain fuel pulls a little better for you. They're not hard. They're not hard. Actually, fuel pulls are amazing because they're just like, I think in the book they call it like the khaki pants of food. Like, it just goes with everything, right? So don't be afraid of fuel pulls. And really, once a week, I have a day where all I eat is either E or fuel pulls. I don't have any S, just one day a week. So I'm not saying that that's what you should do. That's just what works for me. So hopefully this was a good explanation for you. And if you've been feeling intimidated by fuel pulls, hopefully this made you feel a little bit better. So if you found value in this video, I would love it if you would give it a like, and even more, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel so that hopefully this content can go out to more people and I can help more people. So I appreciate you watching today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.